Hey, what's going on, guys? Marvin here. Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be a quick Q&A for you guys. You guys really seem to like the last one, so we're going to keep it going. So if you guys have any questions that are a little bit more in depth than just a quick 2-second answer, then make sure you guys leave them down below, and then I'll throw them into the next Q&A. So we're going to get right into it. So this one comes from Marvin. It's hi Marvin, what is the best way to determine if your supplier is a business to business or a business to business to business? I'm just getting started and can't determine which I'm dealing with. So this is super simple. So if you guys don't know what a B2B2B is, essentially it's like a broker that is the middleman between you and the actual supplier. They don't hold any of their own inventory. They just handle the transaction. So they connect essentially the supplier to the buyer or the Amazon seller, and then they're the ones in the middle doing the transaction. So you typically don't want to buy from them unless you're getting some crazy good deals because they are obviously going to take a cut. So it's just less money in your pocket than if you were to go to that supplier yourself. But a quick way to find out if you're dealing with one of these is just ask them if they hold any inventory themselves, if they hold any inventory in their own warehouse or anything like that, or just ask them how they operate. It's like, are the products coming from them directly, or are they coming from another supplier? That's a surefire giveaway if they don't have any of their own inventory that they are a B2B2B. All right, next question is from Unknown Star. How hard is it to sell brand name products as a new Amazon seller with no ratings or reviews? A lot of people worry about this being brand new, having the just launched tag on your Amazon seller account when people are going to see who's selling this product, but it's really not that big of a deal. If you're brand new, it doesn't really matter as long as you're buying products that are going to sell, as long as you're doing the proper product research to know that that product is going to sell. Once it gets to Amazon, you're going to sell regardless if it's your very first day with no reviews or nothing like that. You're still going to be selling products, so it's not difficult at all. You just need to get the products into Amazon. All right, next one comes from Brothers Production. What's the difference between wholesale and brand sale? I'm assuming they mean private label on Amazon in terms of effort and risk. Well, as far as effort and risk between wholesale and private label, you're going to need to put a lot of effort into either one that you do. But for me personally, and a lot of people I've talked to and all of my students, the risk is definitely less when you're going to wholesale because you're getting product data from that exact product that you want to purchase, not doing market research based off of what other people are doing and then hoping you're going to grab some of those sales. So as far as risk, I would say wholesale is less as far as the risk. Effort is going to be a lot of effort required for either wholesale or private label. You guys know I don't lie to you guys. You guys know I tell you how it is. And this is a business, a real business that's going to require a lot of effort. All right, the next one is from Shalini Samuel. I know the market fluctuates in a lot of terms of good selling products with wholesale, so to usually switch the variation of products yearly, quarterly, or more so on a case-by-case basis. So essentially what she's asking is, am I rotating the kind of products that I'm selling or rotating which products I'm selling at certain times of year or throughout the whole year? And the answer to that is no. So I just focus on products that sell good year round. Doesn't mean I don't capitalize on seasonal products, or if like some sort of big event or big movies coming out, I won't capitalize on some of the products before the release. It doesn't mean I don't capitalize on holiday products or seasonal products, but I mainly focus on products that sell well year round, which is what I recommend most people do, is look at the Keepa data and look that the product is selling good year round. You don't want to just focus on seasonal sellers or holiday products or anything like that without having some sort of base that is selling constantly year round. Because if you're just going to focus on seasonal or holiday products or things like that, you have to really calculate very, very close to selling all of that out before the holiday or right after. Because if you get stuck with that, that is not going to sell nearly at the price that you're selling it at, and it's not going to sell nearly at the velocity. You're probably going to end up getting stuck with all of that inventory. So in short, just sell products that sell good year round. Do your product research so you guys know that it's going to sell good no matter what time of year it is. All right, next question comes from Alex. So question is, if I buy a product from an authorized distributor of a name brand product and provide an invoice leading to approval to sell, do I need to provide additional invoices for each restock? Or would I be able to use retail arbitrage to restock the product as an additional tool? So essentially what he's asking is, every time that you sell a product, let's say you're ungated in a certain brand or a certain category, every time that you're trying to sell that brand but a different product or a different product within that category, do you need to ungate every single time? And the answer to that is no. A lot of people actually worry about this. Do I need to be constantly ungating at all times? And the answer is absolutely not. You need to ungate once, and unless Amazon regates that product down the road, you shouldn't have any issues. They did that with grocery a long time ago. So when I first started, grocery was a gated category. Right after I ungated myself, they ungated it to everybody. Then they regated it, so you had to apply to ungate yourself again. So unless they do that, you just need to apply to ungate one time, and then you're good for all the brands or all the products that you're trying to sell within that brand or category. All right, next question comes from Lisa. What happens when your repricer starts battling other repricers? I've gone up against repricers when I'm updating my prices manually. I always just match the lowest price on products that I don't want to hold, but the competitors' repricers. Well, if you're repricing manually, there's no way you're going to compete with the repricer unless you just absolutely kill the price. And if other people's repricers are just dragging that price down, you need to make a decision whether you're going to chase them or whether you're just going to set your mins and maxes on your repricer so that you stay within there. You also want to have a repricer that's going to bump that price up as much as they can. So once you get the buy box, can they get a few more cents out of there? Can they get a little bit more profit for you? Not just ones that are just dragging the price down. Because if you're just trying to get all the sales and drag that price down, you might as well just use the Amazon's free repricer, which is fine if you're brand new and you just want to test out a repricer. But once you have a handful of products, you just definitely want to have a repricer that's going to try to increase the amount of profit that you're getting. I have a link in the description for a cheap repricer that you guys can use that I've been testing out. It's actually doing really well. And it's a fraction of the cost compared to a lot of the other repricers on the market. So if you guys are interested in a repricer, check down below in the description. All right, next question is from Matthew Taylor. What type of products should I be looking for if I started with less than the recommended amount of money? I have $500, so I'll have to rely on a supplier with low to zero minimums for ordering. I'm hoping to have my first shipment in before Q4. So this is a great question. So $500, what products should you guys be looking for? Starting with $500 less than what I recommend. I usually recommend about $2,000. If you have more money, obviously the better, because the more money you have, the faster you can scale. But let's say you're starting with $500 for just strictly inventory. Now, a couple categories that I would say to go into is video games, which I've made a video in the past, is going to video games. There's a lot of suppliers that don't have any sort of minimums. But with that being said, there are suppliers within the video game category that do have minimums as far as dollar amount and minimums as far as unit amount. Same with toys. You can go into toys. There's a lot of suppliers that don't have any minimums, but some of them do. So you have to be, conscious of that. It really doesn't matter which category you're going into. A lot of categories have no minimums, and then they have some suppliers within that category that do have minimums. So it's just a matter of searching. Pick a category, go contact 20 suppliers. If they all tell you that there is a minimum order amount or a minimum order quantity, then you're gonna have to go into a different category. But check video games, board games, and you can also try out cell phone and accessories. Grocery is another good one that you guys can try out. But it's the $500 isn't the issue. It's just contacting the suppliers, and you're gonna find some that don't have any sort of minimums that are in place that you guys can actually work with that supplier. Now, $500 is obviously less than I recommend, but it's not an issue. It's just gonna take you a little bit longer to scale, and having that low of money, you're really going to have to be very, very selective of what you're purchasing. So you don't want something that's giving you a very, very low margin. You want something that's giving you a higher margin so you can make more profit. So be very, very selective with the amount of money you are spending, and be very, very careful with the amount of product research you're doing, because you don't want to pick a bad product that cuts that money in half, and then now you have $250 to work with. So take your time. There's no rush, but $500, you can definitely do it. It's just going to take you a little longer to scale. All right, guys, but if you guys have any more questions that you guys would like me to answer, just leave them down below in the description, and I will do my best to make another Q&A video for you guys and then answer those questions within that video. I'll see you guys in the next one.